Warning. This podcast may contain spoilers as well as coarse language. Viewer discretion is advised.
I'm going to involve you in this one.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
We're going to sing it?
Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum. Ooh, yes. Tutoru mofos, welcome to a very special episode of the Our Anime Podcast. Today we're going to be talking about an individual series, as you can kind of say that this is an extension of the retrospective that we normally do, where we talk about all of the season's completed anime, but this one is a bit different. We watched something very special. Panic, what is that? What did we watch?
We watched my new favorite show. Well, not favorite, but up there. An instant classic, I think. Great Pretender.
Great Pretender.
Great Pretender.
Named after a Freddie Mercury song. It's It's an interesting series. It's on Netflix. It's complete. You can watch all of it right now. 23 episodes. It had a very, very one of the oddest release schedules that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Where the show is divided into clear arcs, and so they dropped every arc all at once. So at first they dropped 5 episodes, and then another 5 in the next week, and then 4 in the week after that, and then they took a bit of a break for like 2 or 3 months.
They took a long nap.
Yeah, and then they dropped the whole last 9 episodes, which was again one big arc. And I say this because if you do want to get into this series, my personal recommendation is you should watch every arc in one sitting, or one arc in one sitting. Like, if you're going to start this, I would prepare to watch 5 episodes at once. That's how I watched it, yeah. And I think that's the ideal way to go about it.
That does make sense. I just binged all of it.
Fair.
when all the first 14 were out, I just binged all the way through them.
You can do that.
And then I did the same thing when the last 9 dropped, so I was ready for the last 9.
Mm-hmm. The last 9 is actually the one arc where it's actually kind of broken up a little bit. Like, I felt like it was 3 episode arcs combined into one.
Yes.
But they all
you
tell
can
one
tell
story.
Because they all have, like, the title cards match the cases. And the last arc has,
right.
like, I think 2 or 3 different title cards, but it's all the same case. It's all Wizard of the Far East.
Yeah, I noticed they changed the title cards, but I didn't make that connection for some reason.
I think all the first arcs, they just have one title card.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Throughout the arc. Well, I think this. I did not see this coming. It's like such a late addition to the. I think it started in like right at the tail end of fall, not fall, spring.
Yeah, in June.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like right at the end of spring, and then it took a break all through summer, and now it's here at the beginning of fall. And it's like I did not expect it, and when it's like a fully Netflix made for Netflix show,
mm-hmm.
And usually that makes you think, oh, I don't know. I mean, that's a red flag, I think, for a lot of people, and for me, I don't expect anything when it's like made for Netflix, because I don't fully associate them with anime yet. But this was just amazing.
Yeah. I think one cool thing about Netflix that we haven't seen too much of, but I feel like it's giving creators kind of a way of just making whatever they want. Because, like I feel like Devilman Crybaby is something that was kind of made as, like, a passion project. But Great Pretender, to me, like, this is definitely a passion project.
God, it emanates. It's just so full of passion.
Mm-hmm. I feel like...
from everyone.
I feel like Wit Studio, like the people at Wit Studio really got together and were like, all right, we're going to make a show that's going to be our show. We're going to make it in the way we want, with the art style that we want. It's going to be based on things that we like, things that we think are cool. It's just going to be our show. And I think that they wouldn't have been able to do this with a normal TV schedule, probably.
Not with a normal TV schedule, and not with a pre-existing franchise. I think, because then, like, if it's based on a book, then you got a publisher telling you, like, coming with corrections, or you got a weird author wanting to pull strings, and you got to deal with a lot of stuff. But this is like original. They got to do whatever they want. They made the designs they wanted, the locations, the backgrounds. It's art. This is art. This is what anime can do. It's got me all excited again. It's got this, like, sparked something in me. It's like, yes, this seasonal anime can be good. New stuff can be good.
This to me actually doesn't even really read like it was inspired by anime, because I don't know. Like, there probably aren't a lot of anime that you could really attach this to. I mean, you could say it's something like Bakano, because that also takes place in America, but this show is nothing like Bakano, in my opinion.
I have not seen Bakano. I think I would like it.
I think maybe like the closest comparison is Lupin the Third, because it's about these swindlers. They go around, they travel around the globe, and they scam people.
Yeah, it's a team of globe-trotting charlatans, and it's wonderful.
Yeah,
it's such a broad, like, palette of characters too, and every arc has like a main person in focus. You get their backstory, and it's just, I mean, I could just keep saying it's so fucking, I gave it a 10. I knew right away it was gonna be a 10.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's so different. It's perfect. Like, I kept thinking that it's like, I don't know if people are down. Are people down on Tarantino these days?
Yeah, of course.
I mean, are people, like, mad at him? So if I compare this to Pulp Fiction, would people be like, gross? Because in a way, it had this whole Pulp Fiction kind of feel in the last arc, where it's like all these characters we've gotten to know and all their backstories and everything just comes together. It all ties up, and it becomes this it's insane. It's so good. It's more than the sum of its parts.
Yeah, it at least reads like it was inspired by live action film or live action drama, because the first arc is like definitely Breaking Bad.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they even reference Breaking Bad in this, and
you gotta cook like Walter White.
Yeah, and I noticed I looked this up. The guy, I think the main writer for this anime, his name is Ryota Kosawa. This is a live action writer, a live action screenwriter.
Oh, nice.
Who's done TV and dramas, or movies and dramas rather. Some of them have won awards. And
you could feel it. It's a guy it's like he's writing for actors.
Yeah.
Like every character, like this could be I feel like it could be an adaptation. Not as artful or unhinged, but I feel you could do this with real people.
Yeah. I was almost wondering at first, like, why would they make this an anime? This definitely feels like it should have some real actors in it, but it's because of the style, the way it's
because of the style, and it's because of, like, when Abby is freaking out from the drug in the first episode, you couldn't do that.
I think that was the moment where I'm just like, okay, they definitely had to animate this.
But then you have the whole London Snow arc. That's just it's also somber and calm. And that could just straight up be real people.
Yeah.
I was just blown away, because every arc has such a different feel. Every character is very fleshed out. You know right away. Like, you hear them talk and you know who they are. It's amazing. And the dub is really good too.
I have not seen the dub, but I believe you.
I took the chance to check out the dub when I rewatched the first 14, because Netflix has it dubbed. In German too, if anyone wants that. I did not check out the German one. I assume it's weird. I assume it's strange. But no, the English dub is super good too, because the characters are so defined in, like, the way they're drawn, the way they talk. Like, you know right away who Laurent is. You see him and he opens his mouth and you're like, yes.
This guy.
This fucking guy.
This fucking guy is a good way of putting him.
This fucking guy.
He's the blonde bastard. That's how they put him.
Yeah. And you see Abby with like that deadpan expression and monotone voice and flipping people off. And you love her. You have to love her. I cannot imagine someone not instantly liking this cast.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I keep thinking, like, I cannot imagine someone giving this less than a 7. It's undeniably good. I cannot imagine anyone disliking it.
It's undeniably great. Got him. Lamau.
Got him. Just let that cook for a while. And the fucking ED is like, more shows should do this. Western music. Please. It's like, good songs. So many times you watch a seasonal anime and the OP and the ED, they feel like afterthoughts. Like they're not a part of it. They were made just like, well, we have to have one. But this is like, oh yeah, it's a show about con men. Freddie Mercury did a song called Great Pretender. Why not fucking use that? How incredible. And it's like, you did a tweet where you were like, you predicted when it came in. Because by the end of, like, the last half of the show, as a viewer, you have this sixth sense. It's like, 3, 2, 1, there we go.
Got it frame perfect.
Dun, 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 dun. And it's a banger every time. And the animation with the cats, and it's like, I was not super impressed with the OP. I mean, it's nice. It's got
the OP's fine.
The OP is fine. It's I watch it sometimes, skip it other times. It's got a B stars. It's jazz. It's just kooky jazz.
It's more like Bakano, honestly, with
I can see
have a
that.
vocal.
I have seen the OP for Bakano. And it's got great visuals too. It's so stylistic, everything. But the ED is a never skip. And frankly, Netflix having that automatic credit skip thing is a crime. It's not okay. No, it's just...
Yeah, one thing that's cool about this anime is that we've kind of hinted at this. Each arc takes place in a different place, all around the world, and I feel like they actually went to the locations to.
Oh, absolutely! There's gotta be a location scouter for this.
Yeah,
these places have to be real.
Mm-hmm.
That little French cafe place in the London Snow arc. It's nice and cozy little place. If someone made that up, it's like, give him a raise. It's like, that's gotta be like a real little roadside hotel kind of cafe, restaurant thing.
I think the most identifiable things would be in the first arc, which is in Los Angeles. And like,
oh yeah,
one thing I noticed is that they go to a baseball game. They actually go to Dodger Stadium. Like, that's actually like that was a real thing. They went there. They even name dropped Corey Seager, who is a real guy. And I feel this is a total reach. I could be totally bullshitting you right now, but it makes a lot of sense for them to go to a Dodgers game and not an Angels game, because Los Angeles has 2 baseball teams. In fact, the Angels have a famous Japanese-born player, which, you know, for the Japanese, that's going to be a huge deal. But the Dodgers are so much more culturally significant to Los Angeles that if you're just kind of a random person and you're just kind of there, it would make a lot more sense to go to a Dodgers game. So I just kind of feel like... someone actually went there for the sake of this show. Yeah.
I mean, there's so many just like little details. Like the fucking Arabian guy dressing up as Mike Portnoy. It's like, why? But it's perfect.
Like, why Mike? That was
why
really
Mike
funny.
Portnoy? Why him? Of all people to go undercover as. But it's
They
amazing.
never even explain that. Like, why? Like, they never even explain why exactly that name.
No, it's just... whoa, Mike Portnoy, the drummer? No, the Turkish restaurant owner. And then they just continue.
Okay.
Okay, sure.
I guess someone in the staff must have been a big Dream Theater fan.
Yeah, that's exactly why it's like, this whole... It feels like a passion project, because someone was just like, he kind of looks like Mike Portnoy. And then they just did it. Yeah. It works. wonderful. And it's not afraid to go... I guess we're kind of entering spoilers. I feel like the last part of the spoiler-free segment is just fucking watch it.
Yeah, just watch it.
Well, just watch it. You will love it. It's on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the last 9 are yet, are they?
Don't ask me. I don't.
As of right now.
I watched it in an alternative way.
Yes, me too. But they probably soon will be. At any rate, go check out the first 3 arcs. But yeah, entering spoilers, I would also like to praise it for not being afraid to go like really dark places.
Yeah,
like the whole last arc has like literal like human trafficking.
Yeah,
that was really unexpected. It's like they've entered kind of some weird stuff before that with like the movie maker selling drugs and having like young girls and the Middle Eastern guy being like, I don't know, super sexist.
Yeah.
But then suddenly they just have this 4th arc and suddenly Edamura is just like peddling children. It's fucked up.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, he seems so detached from it. And it's like, well, fuck. Like, you know, as soon as he was in there, he's like, Lauren set me up.
Yep.
He knew it.
Yeah. I would say if I have... I mean, there are, like, some minor complaints about this. I didn't give it a 10, unfortunately. Don't hurt me, please. But
9 is still good.
It's like it's like a strong 8. I might drop it to an 8. It's hard. I don't know. But I would say, like, one thing is that I was a little bit disappointed that it didn't go as dark as I feel like it could have or wanted, or maybe not wanted to, but maybe implied that it would sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, this is... I don't want to say this yet, because that's, like, really spoilers, but, I don't know. There are just some things that seemed like they could have happened, and it's like, oh, that worked out better than I expected.
Yeah, everything does seem to work out as, like... It's mostly... I mean, I guess that is kind of major spoilers.
Mm-hmm.
But we're already in spoilers. Part of where it's like really dark is that it feels like there's like a 2-month segment where Edamura is not aware of the plan. And he's like actually selling. He's like engaging in human trafficking like in earnest.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't know at that point. He's just doing it to survive, and he's just like part of the fucking mafia.
Yeah. And
he has this whole... That was kind of weird too, because she's a monster. The Yakuza lady, mafia boss. Obviously she's a monster, but they developed this bond, and it's like really sweet. This cat stuff, and he makes coffee for her, and it's like, oh man, I kind of want to see this future where he's just like the right-hand man of a crime boss. Mm-hmm. It seems so sweet. He's like the son she never had. Except she does have a son, but he's a piece of shit. We only see him right at the end.
Did they mention who her son was?
Right at the end, we see her call him.
Oh, okay.
When they're stuck on the island. You know?
I forgot, yeah.
It's like, you see them try and survive for like many, many days, and finally she's like, shit. And she calls her deadbeat son.
Damn.
I was thinking of something. Damn it. I dropped the thread.
Well, I guess we could just go arc by arc.
Yes.
Kind of like I said in the beginning. Each episode, or it's split into this show's split into clear arcs. Each arc is in a different place, tells a different story. And what I like about them, and why I'm so insistent on saying that you should watch an arc in one sitting, is because it's like non-stop once it gets going. You get like one episode of setup, and then it's like boom, 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 things happening all the time, and it's just it really grabs your attention.
Yes, and every arc has like a clear resolution, and then it's on to the next one. Clear resolution, set up for the next part.
Mm-hmm.
It is it's perfect to watch in like hour and a half chunks, like 4 or 5 episodes. And it's
I don't know if you felt this way, but for me, episodes went by super quickly.
Yes, absolutely. Well, because you're so engaged. There was never anything that pulled me out of it. I feel like if you're someone who watches this in a cynical way, knowing to be expected to be fooled, then it's probably not that hard to like see through it, see through the lies and deceptions. But I was caught off guard. Like every single trick. I mean, it's like every time Edamura is fooled, I'm fooled like twice or thrice. It's every time someone gets played, I'm just right there with them. Like, what the fuck? I did not see that coming. I was so immersed.
Eventually, I realized that I'm like, okay, everything seems to be a lie. So
yes,
I'm kind of accepting that this is bullshit, but the way it's being executed, like the way the lie is told, is what I don't expect exactly. I'm like, okay, like what exactly is the plan here?
Yeah, you got like that very last part where Edamura is kind of like pulling a quick one on everyone, and I was like, oh man, he's actually doing it. He's going evil.
That was the one where I actually thought, okay, this seems to be actually.
This is so convincing, but
yeah,
well, it's like watching like a Sherlock Holmes or whatever in like if you read or watch like a mystery novel and then you watch it again, like you can see how everything makes sense. Everything has a setup. Nothing feels undeserved. It's like there's no part where you go, wait, no, that makes no sense, because then you think back and it's like, well, shit, they kind of did show that. It's kind of fucking perfect. And it's how you subvert expectations, the meme term. Because, like, they make you believe a thing, and then they fuck over Edamura, and then they fuck over you. Yeah. I mean, nothing broke my immersion. I was just into it. One part where I was a fucking idiot in retrospect is the London one. I mean, do we want to go arc by arc? Just the first arc is, what is that? That's
the Los Angeles arc.
Los Angeles connection. That's right. Edamura he meets a blonde bastard whose wallet he steals, and then his wallet gets stolen, and then he goes home. But the people he's staying with are actually working for Laurent, and all his friends are working for Laurent. And everything is a lie. Nothing is real. And he becomes indebted to Laurent somehow. I forget how. How does he go to LA?
He just follows him, I think.
Yeah, he's like, oh man, you got me, and I guess I have to get you back?
Yeah, because this kid Edamura is the top swindler in Japan. So he can't be beat.
He cannot be beat. He's got to one-up Laurent.
Mm-hmm.
So Laurent expects that. That's kind of the part that is really hard to believe by the end. It's like, how the fuck did you know everyone was going to react the way they did?
Yeah.
He's just like 10 out of 10 perfect, 100%,
just
no
has
failure.
That god-level prediction power.
Yes. He's got to be psychic, because he reads people like to a T. Mm-hmm. Everyone does what he wants them to. So he knew Edamura was going to follow him, and he uses him to convince a movie maker that he's like the top drug manufacturer in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got to sell this Sakura magic. And before he does that, he's already planted Abby as part of this movie maker's, like, harem of bikini girls.
Yeah.
It's like everything is premeditated to such a degree that it makes absolutely no sense. But at the same time, I want to believe it, so it doesn't matter. Yeah. So they do that, and things escalate, and it ends up with Edamura having to cook real drugs.
Yeah.
Because he keeps trying to one-up Laurent, and it backfires.
I was thinking of I think I really like this arc. This is definitely one of my favorites. One of the highlights of the show. I love the way it starts. I love the way everyone's outplaying each other with how you see Edamura scamming that one old lady, and he does it in like such a kind of convincing way. It's like they let each other be scammed, and it's just like, oh yeah, we were testing you, and it's like I actually was fine with that. I believe that, and the way this show does its dubbing, I guess, if you want to call it that. Like they speak multiple languages throughout the show, and when they get into LA, they're constantly speaking English. It's constantly like English in a weird broken accent until this one part where they just stop time. It just freeze frames and it just says, "We will now translate everything into Japanese." And I'm like, that was the moment where I'm like, okay, this is a good show.
It's funny because they also do that in the dub, where everybody's speaking Japanese, and then it's like, from now on, everything will be in English.
Oh, nice.
But so they have the English voice actors doing a broken Japanese English. Like it kind of transitions the way they talk. There's this weird. It's like this weird escalation until everybody's just speaking perfect English.
Nice.
It's a funny thing. It's a funny way to do it. But yeah.
That.
And it's a really good setup arc. It's like everybody's pulling one over on everyone.
Mm-hmm.
While you also get... Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
While you also get some insight into Edamura's backstory. It's like before you know anything about the whole Dorothy plot thing, like the reason he's a scammer and shit, it's like his dad is a lawyer and he's always been like, oh, you gotta do the right thing. Having good morals is the most important thing in the world. And then one day in the news, his dad is being like busted for child trafficking. Mm-hmm. And he's like, oh, fuck. My dad is a big fat liar. I guess I'm the son of a big fat liar. I can never get a job because my dad went to jail. No, wait. Yes. So he gets a job. I think this is revealed later. He gets a job working for some kind of herbal company, tea company, that turns out to be a scam. And that's before he knows anyone is a scammer. He's not a scammer at this point. He just gets hired and becomes the scapegoat. So he goes to jail for that. And then he for real can't get a job. And he decides to just... Oh, wait, his mom dies. His mom is in the hospital. Because, like, she collapses after the dad gets caught. It's like the Star Wars disease. She's in the hospital with a broken heart or something. And I forget if he becomes a full-on scam artist before or after she dies. I feel like it's right around the time she dies. He's like, well, shit, I might as well. I've been to jail. Everybody treats me like a criminal. I might as well just become a full-on scam artist. I already know the people who used me as a scapegoat. I'm gonna go team up with them and become a full-time scam artist. So that's like his motivation for cheating people. Because he thinks his dad was a hypocritical lawyer. And then his mom fucking died. So it's like, I got nothing to lose. And my dad lied. Great. So like the first arc shows his backstory. Second arc is like Abby. And the third is Cynthia. And then the fourth arc is just like a mindfuck because everything was premeditated. Everything connects somehow. It's fucked up. But what? You were about to say something before I cut you off.
Oh, no, I was saying like something totally different. What did you think about the reveal at the end with the FBI being run by Cynthia, who's actually a major character in this show?
Yes, I loved that too. Because that was the part of the show where I was like, okay, we have Lauren, Abby, and Edamura. I know what this is. They're gonna be the trio of scam artists, and Cynthia is gonna be the FBI agent who's on their tail but doesn't quite catch them, and blah blah blah. And then, oh shit, she was actually a part of it. Expectations subverted. They fucking got me again. I love Cynthia.
Cynthia's a good character.
She's like a total wine mom. She, like, do they confirm at any I feel like they confirm at some point that she's like almost 40.
She's in her 30s, I believe.
Yeah.
They definitely make jokes about that a little bit. Like how she's single and getting kind of old.
Yeah. That's a classic Japanese. That's a classic anime trope. Oh man, you're over 20, you old hag.
Damn.
Damn. How undesirable. How could you? But yeah, I think she's French, right? She at least has backstory in France.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Wait, no. Is her backstory in France? Or is it in London?
Yeah, her backstory is in London. In the London arc.
It's in the London arc. But is it also in London? Yeah, it must be. Yeah, so she's British, I think.
So.
I think
forgot
she's British.
What her English voice was.
Yeah, I feel like she... Now that I think about it, I feel like she had a British accent at first, but she does not keep that. In the dub, I mean. That's like they could have just... That makes no sense, though. It's like, that's still English. They could have just kept her British accent if she had one. But yeah. So Edamura, we get his motivation. He thinks he's abandoned by hashtag society and he wants to scam people. And now he's got this one-upsmanship contest with Edamura, which Laurent fully expected and planned.
Yeah.
And uses for everything. Because right at the end of the first arc, he is so scared shitless of being a scam artist criminal because he thought his friends got fucking shot.
Yeah.
And an entire factory exploded. And this was all so much more high stakes than he thought. So he turns himself in and goes to jail and becomes a fucking plane mechanic. Which Laurent also foresaw.
Well, that was after it all resolved.
Yeah,
because afterwards they're like, "Haha, the FBI was fake. We're not FBI. We planned literally all of that." Which like the FBI reveal was something that I was like, okay, that's a little ridiculous. I don't know how that is actually possible, but at the same time, it's like such a great hornswoggling that I'm like, all right, I see you. This is fun.
I suppose it was possible because they knew the FBI that was already watching the director was dirty. Like they were already paid off to not catch him. So she just came in and said, I'm in charge now. And they were afraid to question it because she knew so much about it already. I mean, it's still a little unbelievable that you can just turn up and be FBI. But sure, whatever. Like you say, it's fun. It's fun, it's bright, it's colorful, it's crazy. And so, yeah, he goes to jail. And then they go to Singapore.
Yeah.
Because he
wants to live an honest life.
Yes. Edamura wants a quiet life.
Yeah. So he becomes a plane mechanic. And then that sets up a 2-year time skip for the next arc.
Fuck, God bless shows that have time skips. I love that.
Which also has a really great setup where he becomes a really amazing plane mechanic, and then they fly out the plane, they try out the plane that he built or fixed up or whatever, and then it crashes immediately, and they're like, Lamau, you actually thought? You thought?
You thought you were good at fixing planes? You were just pretending, you dumb fuck.
Yeah, fucking idiot.
You were just a great pretender. All along.
Ooh, bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum.
And the plane crashed and people died. No, they didn't, but...
I actually felt kind of bad for Edamura because I'm like, oh, he actually really wanted to just get away from all of this.
He earnestly just wanted to be a mechanic and just get out of it, have an honest job. He liked doing it. He was good at it. It's like, but then fucking Laurent plans everything, and he made sure that he would get a referral to this team on Cynthia's private island. Because she just has a fucking island. She probably has several. At some point they mentioned that she's selling estate to make money so they can hornswoggle the London guy. She's got all her money in real estate. Smart. She's a smart lady.
Free real estate.
So yeah, he becomes the plane mechanic for their team in the Middle East. Is it in Dubai? Yeah, it is. No, wait. Is it? It's called Singapore Sky, right?
Yeah.
But aren't they in the Middle East?
I don't think so.
Because the guys running it are like in chic outfits.
I have no idea.
Like, how the fuck does this figure into Singapore? I guess they're in Singapore.
I mean,
sure.
I'm sure that. I mean, maybe they just own the place. I don't know.
I guess. But yeah, there's a big plane competition. They gotta swindle this guy these brothers who run it. I forget exactly why they gotta swindle these guys.
Because, well, they fixed the matches, which is not good.
Well, yeah, but that's also just all pro sports.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we gotta swindle Vince McMahon. He fixes the fights in WWE. How could he?
I don't know. I forgot how this all comes about as well. I don't know. Maybe they were just bored and don't like these guys. I'm like, fuck these guys.
Maybe they just don't like him. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. So we get a whole backstory into Abby being afraid of planes because she's from Iraq and her village was destroyed by fighter jets in 2000.
Mentioned like she was in Baghdad. She was a victim of the 2003 Baghdad bombings, and I'm like, wow, that was a thing that happened. I remember that. That's
very specific. God damn. And after that, she's an orphan. She becomes a child soldier. She has PTSD. Mm-hmm. And she meets an ex-fighter pilot at this whole thing who was there, part of the Baghdad bombing. It's just like, was that part of Lauren's plan?
Well,
did
supposedly.
He know
I don't know if he was actually part of it.
He doesn't deny it.
Yeah.
And
I don't know. I think he was just kind of playing into being a bad guy.
Could be.
Because later he apologizes.
He does seem like haunted by what he did as a fighter pilot, and he kind of just wanted a quiet life too, like doing real plane racing, but then he gets sabotaged, he crashes and burns, he's like scarred and can't walk. It's like you get this glimpse into Abby's past, and it's just like, well, god damn. That's raw. That's a raw deal. Jesus. So Edamura,
I thought she was just funny and liked to flip people off.
I thought she was
she's
just
actually jaded
the grumpy cute girl with the tomboy and flips people off. This isn't fun anymore. This doesn't feel good. No, but she gets over her fear of flying. Like I guess she forgives the guy.
Yeah,
kind of. Well, not gets over her past, but like deals with it in a way. Thanks to Edamura, like cheering for her and helping her out with it. I was low-key hoping, well, not low-key, I was high-key hoping for like a romance subplot with those two.
It sort of I thought it was going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm not disappointed that it didn't happen.
No, same. Because that's not the kind of show it is.
Sure.
But and it's not like out of the question. Like, they keep in touch after the last gig. But it's like they have this whole thing where they're like bonding in this arc, and then in the London one, she flies in and they have like a day where they just like go around and see London. They just have this date kind of thing, and she grows her hair out. She's cute as fuck. It's like, hell yeah, she's like opening up. they're like bonding. Like, yeah, relationships, man. But no, not this time.
I think they just become good friends in her own way, at least.
Yeah.
Because she's still flipping him off all the time, which is funny and
it
good.
is funny and should
and
be
a very
in more
good character
things.
trait.
Flipping people off is hilarious, and I don't know why it's not in more things.
Netflix, please fund more anime so we can have more characters flipping each other off.
It's like, I feel like that's because I keep thinking it's like it's anime made for a streaming service, but it's made for Netflix, so it could never be like fully graphic. Like if HBO funded an anime, that would be tits. Like this one has like skimpy outfits and rough language and like dark themes and drugs and stuff. But I don't think they were allowed to show nudity. Not that they would have wanted to, but they probably could have.
I felt like there was like a shot of tits in the first arc at some point.
There's a lot of bikinis. And Abby is nude a lot, but we never see like full on.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I imagined it, but I could have swore that there was like one.
I feel like
shot
if they could have, maybe they would have. Because
it wasn't Abby. It was like a random character, like just a random side character. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. There's a lot of.
I'll get back to you on that after I do some investigative journalism.
An investigative rewatch.
But yeah, flipping people off is a great motif in this anime. Very funny.
It's never. Yeah, exactly. It's never not funny.
I enjoyed that a lot.
Like they've got like the first plane race. They pull up next to each other. The guy's like waving at her, like, "Oh hey, let's have fun," and she's just like, "Fuck you,
fuck you,
fuck off. This isn't fun. How dare you?" I mean, Abby is just delightful in every way. It's a shame she cut her hair again at the end. I like the middle long one that they compare to. What are they called? Those Kabuto ass, like, see, those crabs?
Oh, yeah, I have no idea.
They look like the Pokemon Kabuto.
Oh, Kabuto.
Yeah, Kabuto. Those, like, ancient dinosaur crabs. I forget what they're called. But yeah, she does look like that. I think the third arc has London Snow. I think, like, my gut feeling tells me this is of the first three, this was my favorite arc.
Really?
I think so. Because it's chill. It's like everybody's, like, kind of settled in a groove. Like, Edamura feels more comfortable around people. Like, he's calling in favors. He wants to do it without Laurent. And it's all the entire premise of it is that he accidentally sells a super expensive painting for just 20,000 euros, and it's actually like worth 20 million.
Yeah, it's actually like a famous painting from someone.
Not Monet. Something like Monet. I forget what it is, but yeah, he's like, oh, this cafe I'm living at, this hotel. They're having some money trouble. How much do you need? 20,000. Oh, I could sell this painting for 20,000. I'm a great scam artist. So they sell it to like the top art. What's that called? Not appreciate. Is it called appreciator? Like someone who values
auctioneer, I think.
Auctioneer and someone who like determines the value of art, I guess. He's like a connoisseur. He's the 007 of the art world, he's known as.
Yeah.
It's like, these are so many coincidences all at once. How could this possibly happen? And Cynthia just happens to have like a past with him because she lived with an artist who has like a connection to him because he's great at making copies of paintings. It's like everything is interconnected in this. Like, beyond unlikely way.
I feel like that. So this was my least favorite arc personally,
Mhm.
but I also like the way it was told. I like the way that they merged the sort of Cynthia flashback into it.
Yes.
Because I didn't realize what was actually happening. It took me a while to piece together.
Yes.
Like, oh,
This
this
is-
stuff.
I was kind of hinting at this earlier. Like, there was a part of this where I was a fucking idiot until afterwards, where I was like, "Oh, those were flashbacks."
Yeah. I think that was intentional. Like, I don't think you're an idiot
Because really, the only difference in her appearance is that she has a ponytail.
Yeah, I was like wondering. I mean, I thought she looked different, but I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm just like, what's happening?
It's like, oh,
Like she
so
just seemed like a different person.
so while
overall.
Edamura is doing all this, she's just
Mhm.
happens to have a job as working at a cafe and talking up
Yeah.
this artist. And oh man, I just happen to know someone who can make fake paintings. But no, this was
Mhm.
years prior.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like in hindsight, I was like, how am I so fucking stupid? How did I not see that? And that's, oh my god, that's like it's not really a complaint, but it's a funny thing. There's like certain songs that get repeated many times in every arc. In the LA Connection, they have this rap track, is like everybody trying to looking for a come up and stuff like that, and they play it like 4 or 5 separate times.
They played in the last arc too.
Yeah, it comes up again. I think it's on radio, maybe. And then in the London arc, they have this really cheesy love song. It's like
vocal.
it's there like every time they do the flashback, it plays like 2 or 3 times, and it kind of sucks. It's pretty. It's so sappy, but I love it. Like, they knew what they were doing. They knew this would be funny. You can't just play the same song 4 times and not have people notice. Yeah. The first 3 arcs. Like, that kind of fucked with me too. Because of the big long break, I was just convinced that, oh man, the last episodes are just going to be 2 more arcs. They're going to be the same as this. These are just like, sort of kind of interconnected. They're these little separate stories, blah blah blah. But no, the last one comes along like 3 months later and just ties everything into one big, like, one large unit. And it's just like, I feel like it was a great move that they kind of delayed the last one. Because, like, it gave you time to think, like, what's going to happen? What's the last 2 going to be? But it's just one big one. It combines it all. It ties it all together. And it is... I did not expect it. And I did not expect it to involve Edamura's dad.
Yeah.
So we get these whole flashback things where Laurent is like the Edamura of the group. He's the new one, getting fooled by everyone in the group already. And there's this girl, Dorothy. And like, they have this whole thing. Like, they all work together, but they say, we're not partners. We work together when it benefits us. We're not partners, we're not lovers. We try to stay out of each other's way when we're not doing a gig.
Mm-hmm.
But they become lovers. And that causes problems.
It doesn't really cause problems. It's just like, all right, let's just lie down somewhere. You know, let's stop doing this shit where we're risking our lives and doing dangerous stuff, and let's just have a nice life together.
Yeah, well,
then they're like, all right,
I mean,
we're gonna do one last thing, one last heist, and then it gets her killed.
Yes, it doesn't cause problems in the way that it like messes things up, but it causes problems in that you're supposed to not get attached because something can go bad and someone will die. They are doing crimes and tricking dangerous people, and so they do. Things go bad because she pretends to be an Ethiopian princess, and then when they're almost done pulling the last big gig, the real Ethiopian royal family are in the newspaper and everything just goes to shit.
Whoops.
It's like, you could never have predicted that, but you hate to see it. So she gets fucking shot on a boat. And Laurent has her ring. And this entire thing, this is where it fucking blows my mind, is that this entire course of events was all planned by Edamura's dad from prison as a way to get back for Dorothy. Everyone is just avenging Dorothy. And Edamura getting scouted by Laurent was like a part of him like recruiting Abby and Cynthia and everyone else to get this team together to take down the Japanese and Chinese mafia. It was just, holy shit. This is like a plan that's like years in the making. Everything could have gone wrong. It blows my mind. And it's also silly, because it comes back to Laurent's fucking superhuman precognition abilities. And also Edamura's dad. Like, there are two people who can just, like, predict everything. It's amazing. Like a wise woman named Shaking807 once said on Twitter, what defines a 10 is that it makes your soul nut. And I agree with that. And this show did that for me many, many, many times. I could absolutely see someone else. I can see why someone wouldn't give it a 10. Absolutely. But I was just blown away. Every twist and turn. I think it's so fucking amazing. And I want everyone to see it. And I feel like a lot of people won't, because it's a made-for-Netflix anime. So they have this prejudge, this predetermination of, it's probably gonna suck. How good can it be? It's not.
I think people could watch it.
You think?
I think enough people have been talking about it and have been saying good things about it that it's like.
It's true.
The one thing I didn't like though at the very end, Dorothy actually survived somehow.
Yes, that kind of sucked.
That was like how and why, and also the other thing is that they bring back the villains from the previous arcs, which seemed really weird and extra. It
seemed really stupid. Like, that's my one complaint. Not really a complaint, but like I suppose there's a reason, like a way it could make sense. But why the fuck would they agree to it?
Like, I could see Eddie coming back because he's like, yeah, I just kind of got out of it, you know? Like, I was able to do that. And, you know, I guess if, you know, they really needed to work with someone else, that made sense. But then the other two guys were just there.
Yeah, they didn't
like,
even
they
take
were
part.
Literally just there. Like, they even said, like, yeah, we don't want to participate in this. But they're just like, yeah, you guys fucking scammed us and totally ripped us off and, like, kind of ruined our lives. But we're, like, good friends now. And it's like, huh? Why?
And it's like
why would you hang out with these people at all?
The only way it makes sense for them to be there is if they're like promised a cut.
I don't.
But
know.
why would you?
Why would they be promised a cut? They didn't do anything. But
why would you want to give money to the people you worked so hard to rip off because you hate them?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like the London art dealer specifically made like Cynthia and her boyfriend's life hell. It's just like ruined their life many years ago. It's like now they want to. He didn't even do anything. He's just there on a yacht playing poker.
I have no idea why that was a thing.
Oh yeah,
It was not a cute callback.
That was kind of weird. Like I really like the director guy, Eddie.
Yeah.
I fucking
like when he showed up, I'm like, oh, this is badass.
I would have loved it if it was just him on the boat with some other people, because he didn't get scammed for that much money, and he just kind of got out of it.
he got scammed for $100 million.
I mean, yeah. What can you get for $100 million?
Look at Mr. Moneybags over here. $100 million isn't that much money.
Yeah, for like a Hollywood guy, is like, how much is $100 million anyway? It's nothing. Like Jack and Jill cost more than that. That's a piece of shit. $100 million is nothing. Especially because they're like scamming the mafia for like $2 billion. They can afford to pay him back. And how did he even get out? Because he went to jail.
He went to jail, but I think he said he managed it as kind of a...
Oh, yeah.
He managed to walk away like without much of a sentence.
Yeah, makes sense.
Probably because they figured out that, you know, he didn't get arrested by the real FBI or something.
Oh, but he did get handed over to the real FBI.
Hmm.
Remember? Because like
there was like some explanation. I gotta find it.
He bought the proof from Cynthia, and then he got taken in by the real agent that Cynthia was pretending to be, and they still had the proof. Because Cynthia just fucking lied. Kind of forgot. Like I mentioned, Edamura has this 2-month period of ostensibly just being like a genuine part of the mafia, because he thought his plan went to shit, and he thought Cynthia and Abby got shot, just like in the exact same manner as Dorothy. But it's like everything was planned, because I'm thinking back, well, they got fucking shot. How could they survive that? But that's because they got shot with Edamura's dad's gun. So he just had fake bullets in it, like rubber bullets. He had something... non-lethal shots.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's so clever. Because he was a part of it all along. So he has this... It reminded me of the part in The Incredibles where Mr. Incredible has this moment where he thinks his fucking family just died. It's just lights out, nothing matters. So he just becomes a part of the goddamn mafia. Until he, like, confronts his dad and learns that the entire thing is for the sake of Dorothy. And that he was always a swindler. Does he ever learn that his mom knew?
He didn't know that himself.
Yeah, he blames dad for like being away and like valuing Dorothy's revenge.
But the dad apparently
being a dad, but the dad did say hi to the mom, and the mom knew, and she was in on the whole thing. Edamura has just been swindled his entire fucking life. That poor guy. And they have Abby pretend to be a Middle Eastern princess, and it's... Oh man. What a show. What a bunch of cards.
Oh yeah. Great Pretender is pretty good.
Final question. Do you think Becker would like this?
I think Becker would like this. I mean, what exactly does Becker like?
That's been like an ongoing saga of him asking anyone and everyone if he would like this show. And everybody just says yeah, but he still won't watch it. It's like, then he asks, what is a Becker show? I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, he's seen so many shows, but I feel like he rarely talks about what he likes and why. So I don't really know. But I feel like it has like this, it's got this old Toonami anime vibe, I feel. Like a Samurai Champloo, Bebop kind of vibe.
I don't really feel that.
You don't?
I don't think this is I wouldn't say this is Toonami. I don't think it would fit there.
It might be too raw. It gets a little dark. It's got this Western feel. I feel like I'm convinced he would like it.
I think he would like it. I don't know why he wouldn't like it.
No, I don't know why he keeps asking. You should just check it out.
Because he doesn't watch anime, because anime sucks.
Except this one. This is the one good one.
This is a good one, because it doesn't feel like anime.
Right.
Well, it does feel like anime. It's animated like anime.
It's animated like anime, but if you keep up with seasonals, it's easy to be like, oh, this doesn't feel like anime, because you're so used to anime just feeling very formulaic. It's like, you see, like anything Silverlink makes these days, it's just like, oh yeah, that's a seasonal.
Hey, Misfit of Demon King Academy is good.
It is. It actually is. But still, you look at it and you see...
It's very anime.
You look at it and it's like, yes, this certainly looks like an anime. It's got all the trademarks. It got the overly elaborate school uniforms. It's got the MC Kun design. Except he's a fucking Chad. But yeah. This one has very unique style, very bright palette, great background art, great soundtrack, great characters.
We never really commented on this, but the show is gorgeous.
The show is fucking gorgeous.
I love it a lot.
Yes.
Very well animated. Has a very cool, very original style to it.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people tend to go like, oh man, I only care about the writing. I only care about the story. But no, visuals fucking matter. It's anime. it's a visual medium.
I like that they not only came up with a style for this show, but like the way the backgrounds are made, they're all very colorful, and I don't know how else to describe them, but just very colorful. But I like that the characters actually fit onto them.
Yes.
Like it feels like this is just the way the world is for them.
Mm-hmm.
Because usually that's hard to do. Usually if you get really nice, either like photorealistic backgrounds or very like watercolor illustrated backgrounds or things like that, it's like the characters don't really fit all that well.
You got these big like sometimes they do like a big vista and it looks like this big painterly, very colorful kind of abstract thing. But then when they're in the surroundings, it looks a lot sharper.
Mm-hmm.
I kept thinking sometimes with the big shots of the background, it kind of looks like a modified, like, you know how you in Photoshop you could put like a filter.
Yeah.
They put like, oh, this should be an oil painting. So it looks like they've done that, but it's better. Very bright. It's like, it's so vibrant. Everyone gave it. I just want to like applaud them. Like, good job. Everybody really gave it their all. This is just
good work, everybody.
What a perfect production. It's like everything. There's no bad part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm a sucker for good visuals. It's like I don't think if this had been the exact same story and writing and directing and blah blah blah, but I don't know, some shit ass studio had made it.
Just worse.
It just like looked worse and shitty animation and stuff like that. It could never be a 10. It becomes a 10 because everything comes together and is perfect.
The director for this anime did a show called 91 Days, which is kind of a spiritual successor to Bakano, because it's very much like many of the same people from that anime carried over to this one. And it's a very like Western inspired, Tarantino inspired story about these bootleggers and an older timepiece and things like that. And it's kind of like what you were like that's a good show in my opinion. Like it has a good story and all. It just doesn't look good. So that's kind of like, you know, what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like if you want to watch what you were just complaining about, watch 91 Days.
Nice. Yeah. See, the exception that proves the rule.
But yeah. I don't know what else to say.
Me neither. I could not recommend this more. Easily.
I guess I have some small stuff. Like I like Salazar in the first arc. That was a good side character.
Who was that?
He was
the bodyguard. He was like the bodyguard.
Right?
Yeah. And his son.
And they help him out at the end, which was nice.
Yeah. It's like it's got a heart. Yes.
Yeah. That was a cool thing. The pilot guy in the second arc was also pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I like how horny he was for Abby.
Oh, you mean the brother?
Yeah.
Yeah. The cheerful brother.
Who
looks
guy who
exactly like Claude from Fire Emblem Three Houses.
I wouldn't know, but I'll believe you.
Post-time skip Claude. The guy who's not Mike Portnoy.
Wait, hold on. Oh my god, I just realized that guy is voiced by Chikahiro Kobayashi, who voiced Legoshi. Holy shit.
He voiced the pilot?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I was looking at the voice actors, and the Appy's voice actor voiced one of the JoJo's.
What?
For some reason, it's on. I don't know either. I have not seen JoJo. Voiced Part 5, Giorno.
That can't be right.
It says so on Mel.
Now that must have been like...
Maybe it's like...
Okay, I don't know
maybe
when
it's
exactly
like as a kid for one episode or something.
Yeah, because the actual voice actor for Giorno is someone different.
Yeah, I don't know. It's on the list. Well, it also says she voiced the glasses guy from Darling in the Franxx. Is she... What?
I know exactly who that is. Wow.
The guy who... well, the only guy who had glasses. God damn it.
Implying I remember anything about
the guy who
Darling in the
was
Franxx.
in love with Ichigo, and they ended up together because... Well, spoilers for
That
Franxx,
can't be
I
right
guess.
either.
No,
that has
right?
to be like a past episode, because he has a real voice actor too.
He has a real voice actor who got switched out because he got like a throat disease.
Oh damn!
It's like 3 episodes from the ending or something. That's unfortunate.
Damn, that's rough.
Hate to see it.
I will say though, again, I didn't necessarily dislike the third arc. It was just the weakest part. The one thing I didn't like about it is that I just didn't care about the plot of that arc. It was like, they're kind of ripping off these guys who buy paintings. And there's this. It was really the main drama with like that auctioneer guy and his girlfriend, where she's sad because I don't know reasons, and I'm like, whatever.
She's old and alone, and they're together, and like she buys him paintings because that's the only way to keep him around.
But he's actually manipulating.
But he doesn't
her,
give a shit about her.
So
he just wants to keep all the paintings.
Whatever. I don't sympathize with people who have $100 million to spend on paintings.
He was an asshole and had like a personal connection to Cynthia, and I care about Cynthia a lot. Really like.
I cared about Cynthia. About the Cynthia was the best part.
Her.
Of that.
I
would
her.
Probably say
I like her boyfriend. I liked. He was just like a smug asshole. I loved to just see him get fucked. he felt like a more personal target than the first 2.
I guess. I just thought he was a very annoyingly unlikable villain.
Well, yeah.
But I did like Cynthia. I think Cynthia might be my favorite character. It's hard to decide.
It is tough. Because by the end, I'm also like, oh man, Lauren's so good. I really love Lauren.
I like Lauren, but at the same time, like the fact that he does know everything bothers me a little bit.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah, that's right. There's a funny shot at the beginning of the 4th arc where he just wakes up. He's just got like raging hard on. You can see it through the blanket. It's like,
I did not know that.
Oh man, that's a real thing, but you never see that in anime. He's just lying there in his massive bed and pitching a tent.
I need to go back and find that.
I know I have a screenshot. That'll be the background for this whole episode.
Morning wood, it happens to the best of us.
Happens to literally everyone. And it's often a joke. It's like the childhood friend walks in to wake up the main character, and then there's like a shot from outside the house and she screams, and he's like, oh man, what can I do? It's morning. I think that's exactly how it happens in Evangelion.
Oh yeah,
they make a joke about it,
so
but they don't
exactly
show
like
it.
Evangelion.
This is the Evangelion of anime. Easily anime of the year for me. I don't see anything else topping it because especially because like fall is looking kind of. I don't know. Not super excited for fall. I mean, I guess Haikyuu is a contender, but Haikyuu is just really good no matter what. Haikyuu is always great. But I don't see Haikyuu just fucking with me as much as this show did. Like, I was just surprised. Every episode there was something I did not see coming. And I never tried to outsmart the show. I just let it take me for a ride. That'll be my I mean, I guess if someone made it to this part, they already heard all the spoilers.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, oh man, would you recommend it? Sure, go see all the stuff we already spoiled. But yeah. If the listener is if the listener is anything like myself, they will listen to something that's full of spoilers, and then they'll wait half a year and they'll have forgotten everything.
I think like for me, I said a strong 8, maybe light 9. It's hard to decide because I don't know. Like there are some shows that I've given a 9 out of 10 that I like more than this, but also some that I don't like more than this. I think like one thing I was really comparing this to, at least for anime within this year, is Dorohedoro, which I definitely like more than this show because that show is just like so constant balls to the wall craziness that this show didn't really have for me. But I don't know. It is up there for sure. Like I most likely expect this to land in my top 10, maybe top 5.
Yeah.
For the year.
Yeah, that's fair.
It is pretty good. It's pretty cool.
I'm just glad you liked it. And other people will like it. And I hope Becker will like it. If he ever gets around to seeing it.
So yeah, I think that's it. I think we covered
that's it.
Everything we wanted in this. We actually got a lot into this. We talked over an hour about this anime, about one anime. So
did not expect that. I had no notes.
Well, I'm glad we talked about it because we didn't invite you to this summer episode. You've been banned from summer. You're not allowed to be on there. But you are the biggest Great Pretender shill that I know.
Yeah.
So it was deserving of it.
Well, I got to shill it at the end of. I was on spring. I got to shill it at the spring retro, I think.
And now I get to see your intro, and I'm like, oh, okay, I get it now.
Yeah, I should just reuse that. I already did like a Great Pretender intro.
Yeah. Just do this.
I wonder if I still have it. Yeah. If you, the listener, think that Becker would like this, like, comment, and subscribe.
Like, comment, and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter at Tokyo Podfathers. Tell Becker to watch Great Pretender, even though I don't know how often he checks the official Twitter. Whatever.
Probably never.
You can find his Twitter there. You can find us. I'm Mozilla Fennekin. He's Colonel Panic. We never introduced ourselves. I'm sorry.
They know
it's
us.
Moz and Panic.
Right. I will only put our names on screen right now.
And link in the description for other stuff. You can find us on Discord. You can talk to us there. Talk to us about Great Pretender over there. And if wherever you're listening to this, we're available in a bunch of places. Our main spot is YouTube. So like, comment, subscribe. That helps the show out the most. But we're also on Spotify. We're on every MP3 platform you can think of. And I think that's all the stuff we have to shill. Do you have anything else you have to shill?
No.
All right. That's it, everybody. Thanks for listening. Oh, God, my Audacity is frozen and I cannot stop it.